Imagine a time when the roar of a V8 engine was a new sound in the streets. The year was 1949, and the muscle car was born. The first American muscle car roared to life in 1949, courtesy of Oldsmobile, with the introduction of the Rocket 88, a revolutionary vehicle that combined the lightweight body of the Oldsmobile 76 with the high-compression overhead valve V8 engine, producing 135 horsepower. This was a groundbreaking combination, a roaring engine housed in a light body, an innovative recipe that gave birth to the first muscle car ever seen. The Rocket 88 was a sensation, a car that offered not just a means of transportation, but a thrilling driving experience. Its high-performance engine was a stark contrast to the more sedate vehicles of the era, marking a bold departure from convention. The Rocket 88 was not just a car, it was a statement of power and speed. The impact of the Rocket 88's release was immediate and profound. It sent ripples throughout the auto industry, inspiring other manufacturers to rethink their approach to car design. The era of muscle cars had dawned, and the race was on to produce vehicles that could challenge the Rocket 88 on the racetrack. Throughout the 1950s, the muscle car industry began to hit its stride. A host of new competitors to the Rocket 88 emerged, each striving to capture a share of this exciting new market. Cars like the 1954 Hudson Hornet, with its powerful engine and sleek design, were direct descendants of the original Rocket 88, carrying forward its legacy of power and performance. The Rocket 88 had set a new standard, and the auto industry rose to the challenge. The result was a golden age of American car manufacturing, an era of innovation and bold design that would forever change the landscape of the automotive world. And thus, the stage was set for a new era in American automotive history, a high-octane race that would change the industry forever. Fast forward to the 1960s. A new term enters the automotive lexicon, one that perfectly embodies the spirit and power of these vehicles: the muscle car. So how did these powerful machines come to be known as muscle cars? Well, it was Pontiac, the pioneer, who first coined the term. They described their 1964 GTO as a muscle car, a name that reflected its brute strength and raw power. The term caught on, becoming a buzzword to describe a new breed of vehicles that were tearing up the streets and racetracks across America. But what exactly does the term muscle car mean? What makes a car a muscle car? The answer lies in a few key characteristics that define this class of vehicle. Firstly, muscle cars are American through and through. They were born in the USA, and their essence is deeply rooted in the American spirit of freedom, adventure, and raw power. Secondly, muscle cars are generally intermediate in size. They're not too big, not too small, but just the right size for a potent combination of speed and power. Thirdly, muscle cars typically feature a coupe body. This design element gives them a sleek, sporty look that perfectly complements their powerful performance. But the heart of a muscle car lies under the hood. A typical muscle car houses a roaring V8 engine that delivers a surge of power at the driver's command. Lastly, one of the key defining features of muscle cars is their affordability. Unlike luxury sports cars, muscle cars were designed to deliver high performance at a price that was accessible to the average American. The term muscle car was more than just a name. It was a statement of power, performance, and affordability. It was a declaration that these vehicles were not just cars, but a symbol of American strength, resilience, and spirit. And it was a promise that anyone could experience the thrill of driving a high-performance vehicle without breaking the bank. Muscle cars were all about power for the people. They made the dream of owning a high-performance vehicle a reality for many, and that's what made them more than just cars. They were a symbol of the American dream. As the 1960s rolled on, a fierce competition ignited among manufacturers, a battle known as the Muscle Car Wars. In the world of automotive manufacturing, it was a thrilling race for power, speed, and affordability, fueled by the roaring engines of the most iconic muscle cars. The spark that ignited this competition was the success of the Pontiac GTO and the Oldsmobile 442. These two models set the standard for what a muscle car should be: fast, powerful, and affordable. Inspired by their success, other manufacturers jumped into the fray, each vying for a slice of the muscle car pie. Among the key contenders were the Chevrolet Camaro, the Pontiac GTO, the Shelby Cobra, the Oldsmobile 442, and the Buick Grand Sport. Each of these vehicles presented a unique blend of power, speed, and affordability that appealed to a wide range of buyers. The competition was fierce, with each manufacturer striving to outdo the others in terms of performance and price. The weapons of choice in these wars were engines. More specifically, the focus was on increasing cubic inches. The logic was simple: the larger the engine, the more power it could generate, and in the muscle car wars, power was king. Among the most notable players in the muscle car wars were the Shelby Cobra, the Dodge Charger, and the Plymouth Roadrunner. Each of these cars made a significant impact on the muscle car scene with their impressive performance and affordable price tags. The muscle car wars were a defining period in automotive history, a time when manufacturers pushed the boundaries of what was possible in pursuit of speed, power, and affordability. But like all good things, this era of intense competition and innovation had to come to an end. In the early 1970s, the oil embargo and federal regulations brought the muscle car wars to a halt. The big block engines that had been the heart of the muscle car were no longer feasible, given the new emissions regulations. And so, the muscle car wars came to an abrupt end. In the heat of the muscle car wars, the race for supremacy was on, with the roar of engines echoing across the land. Yet, all good things must come to an end. The early 1970s brought challenges that would change the course of muscle cars. These years saw the rise of the oil embargo and federal regulations, two significant roadblocks that would put the brakes on the muscle car era. The oil embargo of 1973 was a significant blow to the muscle car industry. The Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OAPEC, proclaimed an oil embargo in response to the US's support of Israel during the Yom Kippur War. This embargo resulted in a sharp rise in gasoline prices and a scarcity of this precious fuel. With their gas-guzzling engines, muscle cars quickly became impractical. The cost of driving these powerful beasts escalated, and the once roaring engines of the muscle cars started to silence. Meanwhile, the federal government also began to tighten its grip on the auto industry. New emissions regulations demanded cleaner, more efficient engines. The Clean Air Act of 1970 and the Energy Policy and Conservation Act of 1975 imposed strict limits on how much pollution cars could emit. These regulations made it nearly impossible to manufacture the big block engines that powered muscle cars without exceeding the new emission standards. The manufacturers found themselves in a conundrum: how to produce cars that were both powerful and compliant with the new regulations. The result was a dramatic shift in the muscle car industry. The era of big block engines was over. Manufacturers began to produce smaller, more efficient engines, and the focus shifted from raw power to fuel efficiency and emissions control. The muscle car wars had officially come to a close, marking the end of an era. Despite these challenges, the muscle car industry did not disappear. Instead, it adapted and evolved, paving the way for a new generation of muscle cars. While the big block engines of the past were no more, the spirit of the muscle car lived on. The muscle car wars may have ended, but the legacy of these powerful vehicles endures. Today, the muscle car is more than just a vehicle. It's a symbol of American culture and innovation. These automotive beasts, born out of the need for speed and a thirst for power, have left an indelible mark on the landscape of American motoring. The legacy of muscle cars is not only found in the rumble of their engines or the sleekness of their designs, but also in the hearts of car enthusiasts who continue to be captivated by their raw power and audacious spirit. Muscle cars have come a long way since the Oldsmobile Rocket 88 first roared to life in the late 1940s. Since then, they've been the embodiment of American ingenuity, and a testament to the nation's love for high-performance vehicles. They represent a time when horsepower was king and the open road was a playground for these mechanical marvels. The impact of muscle cars extends beyond the automotive world. They've become cultural icons, featuring prominently in movies, music, and even fashion. They symbolize freedom, rebellion, and the pursuit of the American dream. They've also inspired countless innovations in automotive design and engineering, pushing the boundaries of what's possible on four wheels. Today, muscle cars continue to inspire a new generation of car enthusiasts. The roar of a V8 engine, the thrill of acceleration, and the sheer power of these vehicles continue to captivate the imaginations of those who love the open road. They're not just cars, they're a testament to the spirit of innovation that drives us forward. While the glory days of the muscle car era may be behind us, their legacy lives on. Manufacturers continue to produce high-performance vehicles that embody the spirit of the original muscle cars, while classic models are lovingly restored and treasured by collectors and enthusiasts. From the roar of the Rocket 88 to the rumble of today's models, the muscle car remains an icon of American automotive history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.